Hello, I am the Godless Engineer. Today we're talking about Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has recently said that we shouldn't go through the whole process of approving a new Supreme Court justice. That Obama is just going to outright appoint somebody, and we just don't need to go through the established process. Which the established process being that the Senate is going to approve whoever the president nominates, and they'll disapprove whoever they don't want in there. And so basically, Ted Cruz thinks that we need to have not a liberal put there, like Scalia's position needs to be replaced with another conservative. And apparently, if we put a liberal up there or somebody that's just not conservative, rather, then basically we're going to end up having our Second Amendment taken away, unlimited abortion on demand, like middle of the night. You can call up your doctor and he'll be like, "Oh, you need an abortion? Oh, I got my coat hanger." Religious liberty just torn down, and the veterans memorials torn down, and the crosses and stars of David sandblasted off the tombstones. Now, not talking about the extreme, like, I don't like extremes in general. Like, I don't like the extreme left or the extreme right. I am somewhere that's kind of in the middle, which I would like to deem the sane portion of the spectrum. So I'm in the sane portion, but I do think that we need to veer off from the conservative end and more towards the left end, because that area that's a little bit left but not extreme is what we need in this country. It's actually progressive. We're fighting for bodily autonomy and all this other stuff. That we're, people that are in that nice happy little to borrow an astrophysics term, the Goldilocks area of political agenda, I guess, or political sway, whatever. The Goldilocks zone being that it's progressive and it's still in holding with the U.S. principles and what the founding fathers actually wrote into the Constitution. What he's saying here is that if we get a liberal on there, then they're just going to rip away religious freedom. We're going to sandblast off all the religious symbols on tombstones, and that's just not true. I don't see how we can say that, because if anything, this Goldilocks area of liberals that we're talking about here, we would be fighting for religious expression. We would want to protect that. We would want to extend it to all faiths. So, like, we wouldn't be sandblasting off, religious symbols that are already on tombstones. We would allow everybody to put their own religious symbol that they want up there, whether they're atheist, whether they're Muslim, whether they're anything. Now, as far as the Second Amendment is concerned, that's just pure bullcrap, because the Second Amendment isn't going to be taken away. People aren't going to just start taking guns away. I mean, that is kind of one of the founding principles of the United States government, is a well-armed nation. But you see, the thing is that while I think that citizens should be allowed to own firearms if they choose to, I think that we need to do a better job of policing who has them. Not saying that we need that there needs to be some kind of weird objective standard by which you set, but like, I think requiring people not to have felonies on their criminal record, and not allowing them to buy guns at gun shows. I mean, I think that these are pretty reasonable requests. I mean, if you're a felon, you don't need to be buying a gun. You need to be, you just don't need to be doing that. And so I think that he's just throwing a whole bunch of like buzzwords out there in this particular thing in order to activate that conservative portion of the nation that's like, nobody's gonna take my guns. Oh, they're not gonna take away my Jesus neither. No sirree. And abortion, how dare you murder a child? That's what he's looking to enact here. Like he's hoping to trigger that in the conservative population that's actually going to listen to him. And, he's trying to get them riled up and really against, appointing a liberal in Scalia's spot. Honestly, nobody has any kind of say in who gets appointed other than President Obama and the Senate. So, I mean, you can write your senator. There's no way, there's no guarantee that he's going to listen to you, but effectively it's out of our hands personally. I mean, but he's using this in order to invigorate it and in order to get people to vote for him, basically, because he wants to activate that portion of the nation that's like, nobody's going to take my guns. I just think that it's ridiculous that he's wanting to bypass, the process of it, because he says, Todd in the video says, okay, I understand that, but why not go through the process? Shouldn't the United States Senate do its duty and go through the process? Reject it, Senator, but go through the process. But all in all, what he is doing here is just trying to gain support for basically just another big finger to Obama and Obama's and liberals and the Democrats in general. And I think that it's kind of sad that he's fear mongering in this way, and he'll end up getting the support for it. He'll end up grabbing the ear of conservatives and activating that whole "you're not gonna take my guns" mentality. And I just think that it's sad that we've come to that point in our nation where there's a good portion of the population that is like that they are triggered by such buzzwords as in unlimited abortion and religious liberty torn down, Second Amendment taken away. I just urge anybody listening to this to just really think critically about these things. I mean, there's no way the Second Amendment is going to be abolished or anything like that. There's no way that's going to happen. And there's no way that unlimited abortion is going to become a thing. I mean, this is coming from a man who's sitting there advocating against just blatantly taking away liberties and rights and everything like that. Like, he's mad about that, and he's trying to get you to be mad about that. But yet at the same time, he is he would vote to take away women's rights to bodily autonomy. Like, he wants to take away the right of women to have an abortion if they choose to do so. I mean, how can you sit there and be this hypocritical, Ted? How can you do that? My guess is that you're just pandering. You're pandering to that fear-mongered base that has been so ingrained with this fear in their heads about getting their guns taken away and little babies being killed in the womb. Like, as soon as you impregnate a woman, pop, there's a baby in there. There's no way that it's just two cells that start to multiply, and eventually it grows into something that could be called a human. But up until that point, it's a fetus. And for you to take away bodily autonomy, but then just fear-monger on the idea that rights are going to be taken away while you're taking away women's rights, is just beyond hypocritical. It's ludicrous for you to be sitting there doing that. Thank you for watching my video today. If you will, go down below and hit that like button if you indeed liked it. Don't forget to leave me a comment with your own thoughts and opinions on this particular subject. And don't forget to subscribe. You may want to check out these other couple of videos I have here on the right side of my screen. You may find them interesting. Thank you and have a wonderful day.